You know how everything's always happening for us? We just have to see the lesson to understand. They were just showing me, how do I say this? There have been times in my life where I haven't been happy, but I couldn't necessarily verbalize what I wanted then, right? Like oftentimes they'll say, well, if you know what you don't like, you'll know what you do like. And I have not found that to be true. And maybe it's my inability to nail down the feeling, the emotion, the experience, the lesson. I don't know. Nonetheless, it hasn't been as clear for me as it is maybe for others. And so it's like the universe is always here for us, trying to help us. It's almost like the universe is like, I want you to have the most blissful life ever, to each and every one of us. And so we all get to choose by what we're determining what we do and don't like based on our experiences and what we're telling ourselves and da. And so it's almost like for those of us who are difficult or find it challenging to point blank say what it is. So they were showing me many different things, and they were showing me even my life. Like a lot of it was about me, it felt like, because it was a lot of my life experiences, and how a lot of them were wonderful and great and made me happy, and a lot of them I wasn't happy, but I couldn't necessarily verbalize what I would have preferred and all these things. And how do I say? It's like that. So it's like, it almost feels like karma sometimes, where God will throw you in hell, where it's not hell. It's like, it's like he's trying to up the ante, or like up the feelings. Like, it's like turn up the volume so you can determine whether you like it or not. It's weird because it's almost like it's like turning up the volume almost as like, because you see that you really like this or really don't like this, then you can see, well, really, it's more like when you really don't like this, it's like, it's almost like he's showing his mentality as, if I turn up the heat to such a degree, then you'll be able to determine what you want. Like, how bad do I have to make it so then you can? And it's like, no, it doesn't always work that way for some of us. And yet that's what I feel like it sometimes is. How do I say this? It's like he'll keep dumping you in all these like shitty experiences until you can see the lesson or determine what it is you prefer, and almost like demand it or stay so fixated on it because the other had been so awful for so long, which goes back to many of the messages about don't tolerate, don't this and that. All of this is the same, but it also is all it's slightly comical, right? Like when we look at the universe this way, for me anyway, like, because we can look at it as good or bad. We can look at it as kind or mean. Oh God, I don't even know. It was just really funny to me how he showed it, where it was like dunking me, like really dunking me, saturating me, pouring me into like frying pan hot oil. Like, how awful. But what I'm trying to say is, like, from his angle, I think he was looking at it like a good thing. This will serve you. You'll know you won't like this. In other words, but from a human standpoint, we could be like, what kind of fucking bastard would do something like that? Right? Like, how awful. And so we can see it from many different angles. And it's just the laws of the universe, right? Like, you need to get clear on what it is you do want. That job is solely yours, because your life is solely yours. And so it's like you got to get real with yourself. I was going to say realistic, but I don't like that terminology, and that I don't want it to discourage you from wanting lofty dreams. It's more like, I want you to get to the crux of the matter, meaning they just flashed some very impoverished people who would have very lofty dreams, and you would almost think I was saying to them, don't shoot that high, that's ridiculous, that might never occur. Although that may be the case, it's like, ask yourself the truth of that matter. What's your real desire there, right? Like, your real desire is you want to feel peace in your body. You want to feel calm and ease. You want to feel freedom. You want to feel relaxed in who you are and wherever you are. And so we automatically equate those feelings to certain specific outcomes because we have some idea in our head that those specific outcomes will provide those feelings. So instead of going about it in such a manner, which might seem damn near impossible, which might mean then you'll never reach that feeling, it's like shortchanging ourselves, right? Like, let's just use a simple example. Like, somebody homeless on the street, is his whole desire, his whole life is just to win the lottery. And it's like, well, that might never occur then. If you're like, that's the how that you want, that is like, what are the odds of that, right? So it's like, that might never match up. So then your whole life just is thrown away because that never came to fruition, and you just walked around this earth homeless, searching for that specific singular outcome, and then you die. Where if you got to the crux of the matter, right, like of the really what it is you truly desire, what do you really want? What he really wants is someplace safe and warm and clean. He wants to be able to provide for himself. He wants to be able to feel free and confident and sure. He wants to feel relaxed and at peace within himself. He wants to release his mind of all the stress and the worry and the confusion and the delusion, the sadness, the depression, the hopelessness, the helplessness, right? Like all of these things. And so he can flip that and say what he does want. He wants peace. He wants ease. He wants comfort. He wants stability. He wants certainty. He wants assurance. And all of those can show up in a multitude of ways. So if he can focus on having those feelings arrive, and he focuses on those feelings more and more and moves towards them, so he gets familiar with feeling them within his imagination and within his body. Just as much as he always imagined he'd win the lottery, use that imagination to not pigeonhole yourself to that one singular outcome that is unlikely, but open up that imagination and that feeling and that time to feeling what it would feel like to just feel free in your body, to feel peace, to feel ease, to feel calm, to feel excited, to feel hope, to feel help, to feel all these wonderful things. And as he becomes more familiar with them and they become more dominant within his body and his vibration, he'll start to call them in. And so he has to be open and receptive to them. If he's only open and receptive to being handed the winning lottery ticket, then that may never occur. And that's all he's looking for. So if he can open himself up and just allow the feeling to come to him, and that can match up in a million different ways. This is why sometimes I say sometimes it's easier for us to close our human eyes and ears, right? Because it's like, don't look or listen for the specific thing, because then it's the thing that could bite you. Like if you're only looking for that lottery ticket, that'll bite you. That'll ruin you. So your eyes and your ears deceived you. That's all you were looking for. Versus being open to the feeling, matching the feeling. What feels best? What's that match? Does this bring me that peace, that ease, that calm? Does this bring me that feeling of help and hope and excitement and joy? Does this bring me that certainty? Does it bring me, And so then it allows that opening for more and more to arrive, to come in, to land at our doorstep. And we can open the door for it. Right? We can move towards the things that match those vibrations more easily because we're not being so specific, limiting ourselves, having that narrow window, that sliver to slide through. I'm just trying to see how they're trying to bridge it back to the beginning of the conversation where he'll dunk you in hell. So what's interesting is if he's trying to bridge it back to that beginning part, the reason I'm finding that interesting that he's doing that now is, but dunking you in that hell, if you're bridging it to the homeless person, it seems like it's like it makes it more challenging, more difficult when it is the extreme. Right? Like when we get to the point of extremism, you would think it would be easier, right? Like, oh, you're going to get dunked in the frying pan. You're going to be able to now see more clearly, like, you don't like this. But I don't think that's the case, meaning the extremism of the homeless person is he's in such a state now that the only thing he can do is shoot for the other end of the stick, that 1 in a million chance of winning the lottery. He's not calm and stable enough in himself to realize some of the things that I just offered or said, right? It's almost like he's so habitual for screaming for the other end of that stick that it's going to be harder to break that pattern of screaming for that other end of the stick. So maybe the whole point of him showing all of us this is more the idea of don't allow yourself to get to such extremes, because he'll give you those extremes, and those extremes will narrow down your windows. They'll make your options limited because of the pain you're in. You'll only be able to see the other extreme. You won't be able to see the plethora in between. And so I guess it's the idea of like the sooner you can recognize, I guess that's why they always say don't tolerate, right? Like the sooner you can recognize you don't like something, pivot, right? Like we want to learn how to maneuver quicker. But they're saying not even to say it that way, because I guess that's saying it backwards or in the negative tone, where it's like, get in the habit of not maneuvering or pivoting away from what you don't like. Get in the habit of moving towards what you do like. Get in that habit. Get in the habit of feeling how you want to feel and moving towards it. Feeling how you want to feel and moving towards it, so that you're always moving towards what feels best. And sometimes that will take some time to sit down and to write through it, right? How it is you want to feel, right? Free and clear and certain and stable and sure and peace and calm and ease and love and laughter and like whatever it is, the feelings you want to conjure up, you want to be telling yourself the right thing, and you want to be feeling them in your body and familiarizing yourself with them. So that is the more dominant feeling. So that as they arrive on the outside, you can move towards them more easily. You can start running towards them, right? Like you'll then know more and more and more and more without the question or the hesitation. And it's like you'll train your focus in the right way, but in a clear and honest way. This is why you want to get to the crux, okay? They're showing that's why you want to get to the crux of what it is you truly, truly desire. Not the winning lottery ticket is not really what you desire, because even once you get that, you're even going to know what to do with all that, right? Like really what you want from that, what you expect to receive from that, what you think that means, what you think that will generate, what you're telling yourself in your mind is that will bring peace and ease and freedom and stability and certainty and all these things. And it may or may not, but again, it's limiting yourself to that singular avenue of what it is you truly desire. And there's more ways to get to what you truly desire than that single ticket, golden ticket. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. If you would like to support this channel, you can find more information in the notes below.